The rise of a tycoon, Rockefeller's early life. John Davison Rockefeller, a name synonymous with both towering wealth and ruthless ambition, started life humbly. Born in 1839 in upstate New York, Rockefeller's early years were shaped by stark contrasts. His father, a traveling salesman of dubious repute, was largely absent. This left young John D. to be raised by his devoutly religious mother, Eliza, who instilled in him discipline and a strong work ethic. Rockefeller's formal education was limited. He attended a series of public schools, but his true education came from the bustling world of business. At the tender age of 16, armed with a rudimentary understanding of bookkeeping, he secured a job as a clerk for a Cleveland merchant firm. This seemingly mundane position proved to be the initial stepping stone in his extraordinary journey to becoming one of history's wealthiest individuals. The bustling port city of Cleveland, Ohio, with its strategic location on the Great Lakes, proved to be the ideal breeding ground for Rockefeller's burgeoning ambition. The discovery of oil in nearby Pennsylvania in 1859 ignited a frenzy of activity. Rockefeller, ever the astute observer, recognized the immense potential of this nascent industry. While others rushed to drill for black gold, Rockefeller understood that true wealth lay not in extracting oil from the ground, but in refining it. Cleveland's oil refiner, the genesis of Standard Oil. In 1863, at the age of 24, Rockefeller made his decisive move into the oil industry. Partnering with Morris B. Clark, a talented chemist, he established a small oil refinery in Cleveland. Rockefeller, with his keen eye for detail and unwavering focus on efficiency, quickly took charge of the business. He understood that the chaotic and fragmented nature of the oil industry presented a unique opportunity for a shrewd operator. Recognizing that transportation was a major bottleneck, Rockefeller secured preferential rates from railroads by guaranteeing them a large and steady volume of shipments. This shrewd maneuver gave his refinery a significant cost advantage over competitors. Rockefeller's relentless pursuit of efficiency extended to every facet of his operations. He invested in the latest refining technology, minimized waste, and even sold the refinery's byproducts, such as paraffin wax and lubricating oil. In 1870, Rockefeller, ever the visionary, formally incorporated his growing business as Standard Oil. This marked a pivotal moment in the history of American industry. Rockefeller's ambition was no longer simply to be a successful oil refiner. It was to dominate the entire industry. He envisioned a vertically integrated company that controlled every aspect of the oil business, from production to distribution. A master strategist, Rockefeller's innovative methods. Rockefeller's relentless drive for efficiency and control led him to pioneer numerous innovative business practices. Central to his strategy was the concept of horizontal integration. Through a combination of aggressive acquisition and ruthless price wars, he began to absorb or eliminate his competitors. He offered generous terms to some rivals, while others were simply crushed under the weight of Standard Oil's growing dominance. To manage his sprawling empire, Rockefeller implemented a highly centralized management structure unusual for its time. He divided Standard Oil into various functional departments, each with its own area of responsibility. This allowed for greater specialization and control. Rockefeller also understood the importance of data. He obsessively tracked every aspect of his business, from production costs to transportation expenses. This data-driven approach allowed him to identify inefficiencies and maximize profits. Recognizing the limitations of relying solely on railroads for transportation, Rockefeller invested heavily in pipelines. These pipelines, stretching hundreds of miles, connected oil fields to refineries and refineries to distribution centers. This gave Standard Oil a crucial logistical advantage over its rivals, who were still dependent on the railroads. The Standard Oil Empire, transforming the oil industry. By the late 19th century, Standard Oil had achieved a level of dominance rarely seen in American business history. At its peak, the company controlled over 90% of the nation's refining capacity. Rockefeller's relentless pursuit of efficiency and control had transformed the oil industry from a chaotic and fragmented enterprise into a highly organized and efficient one. The vast scale of Standard Oil's operations allowed it to achieve economies of scale that were unimaginable to its competitors. The company's size gave it immense bargaining power with suppliers and distributors. It could demand the lowest prices for raw materials and dictate terms to retailers. This, in turn, allowed Standard Oil to consistently undercut its competitors on price. The impact of Standard Oil's dominance was felt far beyond the oil industry. The company's innovative business practices, particularly its use of horizontal and vertical integration, became models for other industries. Its success also fueled the rise of the trust, a legal mechanism that allowed a group of companies to act as a single entity. The Standard Oil Trust, formed in 1882, became the most famous and feared example of this new form of corporate organization.